pushed me over the car, and he took the hit himself.
So that's what this is about.
What?
He saved your life, so now you think you owe him or something?
If I didn't ignore him, do you think that I could have saved him?
Okay? But you have to get over this, okay? There's nothing you can do to bring him back. I can't believe this is the first time I've been hearing this. I feel like I don't even know you anymore.
Took an extra semester, but you made it. I'm so proud of you, Jake.
Love you, Mom.
Good. And don't be mad at me.
What?
Jake, no matter what, he's your dad.
I'll pay for the gas. Got an open seat.
Hey, Mom, I'll miss it. Oh, yeah. See you, bro.
Thank you so much for staying with me.
I should have come.
You just don't wish I was my dreams anymore.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Call me tonight.
Throughout the whole movie, like I said, every character did something. And there was something wrapped up that every single person needed forgiveness in something. Let's start with Jake's dad. Now, there are a few sins that can be harder to forgive than unfaithfulness. And as the movie unpacked, he was unfaithful to his wife. And, and as we look at the Bible, it says in Matthew 19:9 that this is the only sin that really we can get a divorce over. That the marriage covenant can be broken because of this. So this is a huge deal. See, so Mrs. Taylor, Jake's mom, has a choice to make. To forgive and to reconcile with Jake's dad, or to seek a divorce and deal with all the issues and all the baggage that comes with that. So there's forgiveness that needs to be packed in there. Let's look at Jake. Can he live the rest of his day, the rest of his life, without forgiving his father? A lot of people have tried. What will his life be like if he harbors all that resentment in his life over the next 30 or 40 years? If Jake does decide to forgive, how does that look like? What does that look like in his life? How does he go about doing it? How does he even find the compassion that's deep inside to even get the motivation to forgive his dad? How does he get the motivation? You see, let me share with you how a family member can forgive. And I'm going to say right off at the beginning, this is a process. This is not a one-time event. You can't be like, I forgive, it's done. This is a process. And you know what? There are wounds that are very deep in our lives, and it's connected with the unforgiveness, and it's going to take a day-to-day, week by week, hour by hour, minute by minute process to forgive people. This is a process. But with the process, there's a step. We have to start on the journey of this. So the first thing that good family members forgive, how a family member forgives, is they find the motivation. They find the motivation to forgive. Colossians 3, verses 12 and 13 says this, "Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other, as the Lord has forgiven you, so you might also forgive." We forgive because Jesus forgave us. That's our first motivation. And this sometimes is extremely hard to do. I want you to think through the following steps for a motivation. Just some thoughts here. The first is this: I don't want to give Satan a foothold in my life. If I harbor and hold on to that unforgiveness, I am going to let Satan have a foothold in my life. It gives the devil the spot to drill down deep in our lives and grab a hold. And here's the deal. When we harbor the resentment and the bitterness and the unforgiveness, it affects every single relationship we have. It affects every single relationship we have. Because then, you know what we do? We project that unforgiveness to our family members, to our friends, to our church family. Satan drills down deep, and you just project it everywhere. And you project resentment and bitterness to the people that you love. The second thought for motivation is, I want peace in my life, not bitterness. I want peace in my life. When I do not forgive, we suffer a lot more than the person that we're not forgiving. Guess who has sleepless nights? Not them. Us. Who thinks and dwells on the wrong? We do, don't we? Whose blood pressure gets raised through the roof? Ours, not the person. In Jake's case, if he refused to forgive his father, Jake will spend the rest of his life with a broken relationship with his dad. And that resentment and that bitterness will be drilled down deep in his life, and it'll affect his marriage. It'll affect the relationship that he has in his kids. It'll affect his relationship that he has with his co-workers. If he's involved in the church, it will affect the relationships that he has with the church. Every birthday will be a strain. Every holiday will bring pain. If he's smart, he will not clutch onto the bitterness. He will just let it go. Another thought is this: I'm not perfect. Another thought about motivation is I'm not perfect. That every single one of us needs forgiveness for something. There's no one perfect person in this room. Coming to the realization that I'm not